Hello and welcome to this weather update. It is June 18th, 2023, and we're approaching 10 o'clock, and turned out to be a pretty nice day today. We did have partly sunny skies. You can see all the cumulus development, but you'll notice the smoke off to the south and the west, and that it meant that we had blue skies today for once. Blue skies. And you can see, again, some passing clouds that came through this evening. But other than that, we had a nice day. I can't guarantee this is going to happen for tomorrow because looks like we have smoke coming. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But let me just show you the beautiful day. We got a lot to talk about. But first, let's talk about the beautiful day we had. Yes, I was getting ready. I was able to get back to the pines and see some blue sky for once, and it was beautiful. You can see we had a lot of these clouds around, but still blue sky. Maybe not completely clear, but nice to see the blue sky. I have a short video for you of that, and then this evening we had a few more clouds come in. That were actually pretty. It's like altocumulus, some cirrus mixed in there. That's altocumulus or cumulus or stratocumulus. Maybe they're all together there, but some pretty skies this evening. You can see just really pretty looking skies, and really just I like the mult when you get the different layers, the colors toward evening there. And then we had like a really dark cloud move over us around 8 o'clock, and you could see really dark. I almost thought it was going to rain, but it kind of moved away. But anyway, yeah, beautiful day. You can see the smoke off to the south there. Maybe they had a little more of it over New Jersey, but for us, really not much smoke at all for once. We can always appreciate that, for sure. Let's go to the current conditions right now. So go to the weather and hazards map, which this is the weather and hazards map. We have heat in the south, and this is not a good thing because it's going to be extreme heat and humidity, and there are a lot of people without power. And in our area, you'll notice some air quality alerts in the northeast. That's a sign of the smoke that we may have to start dealing with this week. So let's take a look at some of the observations right now across the area. It looks like temperatures are generally around 70 degrees. Let's see, we got 72, 70 in Carl Place, 68 at the airport, Islip Airport. The winds shifted over to the southwest, and that kind of increased the humidity a little bit. In the alley, we've got 75. Yeah, much hotter in the alley, of course. No surprise. Get back to this particular immediate area, and I call this the hot box. It's swelters here. It's just unbelievable. But let's take a look to see what the day was like at Islip. Of course, we're going to talk about all that severe weather that happened in Oklahoma as well. So let's first go over Islip's observations here, and you'll see here. Generally through the day, it looks like we got close to 80, but you could see plenty of clouds around. We had in the morning there was some clear skies. There was also a little more smoke and haze in the morning, but then the clouds kind of came in, but then the smoke kind of cleared on out of here, and we had really a nice blue skies mixed in with the clouds. So a partly sunny afternoon, but still pretty nice. You can see the winds shift from the northwest to the southwest around 4:40. That's when the wind shift occurred at Islip. So that's when the wind shift occurred. You started feeling that sea breeze that cooled things off a little bit. So let's go to our highs and go to our highs. So our highs today, generally around 80 degrees, right around where we're supposed to be. A little bit, maybe a touch warmer in Jersey, low 80s. 81 in the city, so maybe the city got into some low 80s. But it's generally right around average for this time of the year. Looking at the lows 53 at West Hampton, otherwise lows around 60 degrees. That's close to average, mid-60s in the city. And Jersey cooling off nicely. They had some nice radiational cooling, low 50s in interior parts of New Jersey. Pretty much anywhere that wasn't an urbanized area got down to the low 50s. That's better radiational cooling than we got. Sometimes that happens, Let's go to the climate report here. So Islip, we had 80 degrees for a high, so 2 degrees above normal on the high, but 3 below normal on the low. It actually just gets us right around normal, right at normal. So pretty average temperatures today for this time of the year. The city a little bit below normal, just a couple degrees, but I mean we're pretty close to normal today after being below normal a lot this month. It's been, like I said, it's been unusually cool this June. You can't say that. Most of the times we're always above normal, but for once we were actually below normal. Now the mode is sad. Like we're having All right, finally did load. Okay, we're having a little bit of a problem loading it, so I'll just show you. There's that low that's sitting in the Gulf of Maine. A little bit of that instability cumulus. And you can see the smoke that's over here. Can't really see what's going on in Quebec right now, but you can see there's plenty of smoke over here, east of this storm system here in the Midwest. And if we kind of put another frame in there, you'll see. Yeah, I think we're going to get into this either tomorrow or Tuesday. Perhaps we'll have to see. But, yeah, we're going to get into it again. There'll be more smoky days, unfortunately. And last night was very smoky. It was very noticeable. But fortunately, the conditions improved today, and we got rid of the smoke, though. You could still see over Jersey, the southern half, so anything south of, like, 195, it looked like there was some haze in the air. But here, just a puffy white cumulus clouds and blue sky. So, it was pretty. And it was nice to see. So looking at the radar across the country here, you'll see there's more storminess again. These aren't severe storms, however, but they look pretty strong to me. Around Arkansas, the last thing they need is more storms over there. Let's go to the power outage map, and you'll see what I mean by this area impacted very hard. You'll see Texas and Oklahoma in the red. Oklahoma still has 228,000. Actually, it's down now to 225,911, but you'll see the Tulsa area, everywhere around Tulsa, getting the hardest hit, generally speaking. So the Tulsa immediate area. Oklahoma City got hit hard, but Tulsa got hit hard. They had some of the strongest winds around Tulsa, and there was a tornado as well. Texas still has 101,057, and it's mainly in this north. I mean, they've barely made any progress here in these counties. Harrison, Marion, I believe that's Southwestern Electric Power Company. They're really taking forever. Called SWEPCO. It's their name, but I mean, it's got a lot of heat coming. Louisiana, 97,000. Again, the Northeast corridor, and that also is an area that's served by SWEPCO. It seems like SWEPCO is kind of slow with the restoration. Arkansas, you can see some more outages over here, too. So Arkansas got hit by the power outages as well. Even western parts of Tennessee got hit by those very, very high straight-line winds. So let's go over here. We're going to go into some news stories about Tulsa here. Officials like an overnight weather event at 2007 ice storm and warn that power could be out for days. For days. All right. So officials like an overnight weather to 2007. Oh, ad blocker again. Of course, they don't want to let us read it. So this is some of the damage here. Crews continue to respond to damage. And there was a tornado, too, as well. And unfortunately, 3 died from that tornado as well. So not only do you have damaging straight-line winds, you had hundreds of power poles are down. Streets update. So Tulsa got hit very, very hard. Get more news here from them here. Tulsans wait for power to return here. And you'll see here just thousands of people across Tulsa remain. A public service of Oklahoma, I believe, is the electric company there for people like, so it came disaster, the structural damage, and it's hot. And we have the heat coming, too, on top of it. So it's just really just bad timing. It's one thing if you had this bad weather and you had cool weather behind it, but no, it's actually hot behind it, which makes it unbearable. It really does make it unbearable. So if we go back to the news here, let's see. We had some more stuff here. I'm gonna back in here. So Tulsa. All right. Let's see. So let's go to the utility there. That is here. So go back to the power outage map. That utility is called. It's called Public Service Company of Oklahoma. So they're the ones that got hit very hard. So let's see if we can get some images from them, and maybe they'll have some images here. Obviously, they're gonna have an update. there's been a lot of damage, not just to the distribution poles, but the actual transmission system, because a lot of their stuff is on wood, which is probably not the best idea. So a major transmission line come back into service. They're showing some pictures. Let's see. That's just a distribution line they're showing. Those are most of the poles that have come down, but there were some transmission lines that came down too. Cooling centers are available for anyone. All locations are open until 8 p.m. Given the heat, they should be open around the clock. Given the heat, I don't know why. I mean, people have hot homes and they come back to. Here's some more damage, pictures of it. So it's really bad. And this is, again, significant damage has caused. And these are the transmission lines that have come down. So there you go. There's a transmission line right there. And again, that's a wood. It looks like 138 kilovolts on the top there. This is what I mean. They shouldn't be using wood for these lines. They should be using metal. You go down to Florida and like all the power lines are like metal. I mean, in the Midwest, they're going to get storms like these, and they're going to become more common. And you can't be using wood for this. I mean, and it's one thing around here, but in the Midwest, these things are going to become more common. They are becoming more common, and they really need to be using the metal poles, because this is what happens. So all these transmission lines are down. So these carry power for hundreds of, one of these goes down, you're talking about maybe 30,000 people out of power. So it's basically shuts down the substation. So that's the issue, and they really need to upgrade the power lines here. I mean, I keep talking about this time and time again, that you need to upgrade the power lines. So here's that's an old. Looks like they had damage from another storm. You could see they're working on the wood lines already here. But you can't be using wood for this stuff. I mean, you just can't be using wood. This is exactly why you can't be using wood. All right, you can see that there. Right, there's your transmission line here. All right, this top here. I mean, if this was a metal pole, it wouldn't have snapped. You could see the wood just snapped here. You can't be using wood. And I'm going to say this over and over again until people get sick of it, because, you're saving money in the short term, but in the long run, every time you're going to get a wind event, these poles are going to snap. If they're metal, they're not going to snap. I mean, maybe it's not going to take a tornado, but straight line winds of 80 to 100 miles an hour, a metal pole will take just fine. I mean, if you look at FPL, all this stuff is metal. If we go to Florida right now, we'll go to Florida, the state everybody seems to like to be moving to now. And it's hot as hell there, but I'll tell you, that state has very, very good infrastructure. If you just go look at Florida here for a moment, and I'll just point out to you the power grid here and how different it is, all right? I have to talk about this because, and I've spoken about this before, because, people are without power in this heat, and high heat and humidity down there, and it's not good at all. So let me find some power lines first of all, so you can see what their power lines look like here. Maybe we can go on this road here. I don't know. I'm just picking a random location here. Yeah, you'll see even the distribution poles. These are cement. I think they're concrete, these poles. So, see, Florida is ready for this kind of stuff. Florida is the only state that really has power infrastructure that can take high winds. The only ones that have that power infrastructure. And I'll show you some of the transmission lines too. Let's see if we can do that here. Just going to pick like a random area here. I'm trying to find like a train. I don't want to waste too much time in this weather update here for you. So I like to set stuff up first. I got to find like a power right away. This looks like it could be a power right away. Yeah, here we go. So we'll show you what their transmission lines look like as well. You can see that's not wood. That's concrete and steel. These are all steel. No wood. No wood. They don't use wood FPL. All right. Every utility should be like FPL, all right? Public Service of Oklahoma, SWEPCO, and even here, all right? But especially in the areas where these storms are more prone, you've got to have this infrastructure that can take it. And these they just can't. You can't be using wood for 138 kilovolt transmission lines, all right? So an EF1 tornado, there was an EF1 tornado that touched down southwest of Ulaga. And there's extensive trees. So there was a tornado there. This is some of the concerns. They've got heat advisories going on. We're going to look at more pictures of the damage, obviously. So I'll just put Tulsa in here. So we'll just put Tulsa here, and you'll see again some of the damage that's occurred here. Oh, well, this is a metal pole, so I guess that's a stadium pole. It's not a power pole, but that's pretty impressive here. And again, this is a video of look at all these transmission lines down, one after another, after another, after another, all snapped. Those are metal that wouldn't have happened.
Ah, someone lined up with the car.
Those are metal that wouldn't have happened. Would not have happened. All right. Would not have happened. So, I'm very concerned about the lack of power. I really am. There's a light pole, and the reason why this light pole came down is you see all the lights on it caught the wind and act like a sail. That's not going to happen with the metal transmission line. All right. Some of my viewers think it doesn't make a difference. You can see, yes, sprites. I think I showed you this last night. We did the update. Lots of sprites coming from the top of that storm there. These are some of the pictures of trees down all over the place. People just without power all over the place. And you can see, yeah, look at that. Another sprite right there. I would love to see those. And again, these are the videos of some of the, I think I showed you this already, but this is what it looked like last night. The winds are really just ripping through here. You can see the power crashes as the power lines went down. You can see the transition ones probably put on a really big show there. You can see there. I showed you this to you last night. You can see all the power flashes going on, one after another after another. Think of it like an inland hurricane. That's what wound up hitting. That's what I think it was like at the Red Show. And then the heavy downpours of rain came afterwards. I'm surprised that they have not put a summary of all the wind gusts that occurred there. I don't know why they haven't. This is more of the typical damage that you're going to get to distribution poles. All right. That's the issue. And really, it was up to me. All the poles would be steel, and you got to be like FPL. They don't use wood at all. No, and that's why they can bounce back quicker from these events. So here's another thing from Public Service of Oklahoma. Again, more damage here. Uprooted trees, states of emergency. And now they've got the heat to contend with. So this is the worst event since the ice storm. Children document the way I believe it. So it says worst since the ice storm of 2007. 70 to 90 miles an hour winds in downtown Tulsa. This would look like downtown. Let's get the sound on. The sound is on. Well, that's what it looked like downtown. You can see those winds just whipping through those trees there. That's, like I said, that's 80 to 100 mile an hour winds. Think of it like a Category 1 hurricane eye wall coming in. That's what it's like. So I wish we had some of the numbers for these wind gusts. I don't know why that the weather services have not put them up yet. We'll see. We'll try to get to Tulsa here. We were looking for this last night, and it just constantly damage all over the place. And it wasn't just Tulsa. It was Oklahoma. It was all over Oklahoma. But Tulsa, by far the hardest hit. And here's another look at that sprite. So they say with 100 mile an hour winds, 100,000 without electricity. This was Tulsa. That's Tulsa alone. And this photo taken from the Texas Panhandle looking east shows the historic MCS 300 miles away. They were 300 miles away from this thing. And look at that. You could actually pick up sprites from it. Sprites. That's crazy. So that's how intense the storm was. We actually had red sprites above the storm. So again, sprites are lightning that occurs above a thunderstorm, way up into the ionosphere. Craziest thing. Something I'd love to see, of course. And again, picture one wood pole after another wood pole after another wood pole, and that's all 138 kV on the top. You can't have 138 kV on wood. Public Service of Oklahoma, and I mean, Florida is ready, but the Midwest, their infrastructure, their power infrastructure is an absolute joke. It really is. And I'm going to say it here because it really is. And I feel bad because people are sitting in the dark because they didn't have metal poles. Yes, people would still be without power, but a lot less would be without power. You wouldn't have all that loss of transmission. Everything on transmission should be metal. Anything above 50 kilovolts needs to be on metal. Honestly, I think it should be a federal mandate, but, the federal government in this country doesn't want to do anything to, hurt the utilities' bottom line, I guess. But anyway, Um, this again is the weather service from Tulsa. Let's see if we can get some. Um, find the thing here. Let's see. Test product. Let's see. Maybe we can find a text product here from this. So let's go to the. They have a. We need a public. Local storm reports or public information statement. We'll try public information statement. Nope. Nothing from them on that. And local storm report. We can try this. Let's see. We're talking about the tornado that occurred, but let's see if we can find the wind gusts. I don't know why they never created a summary for the wind gusts. I just don't understand it. There's some wind gusts. There's an isolated one of 70 miles an hour. But I think there is an 83-mile-an-hour wind gust at Silver City in Oklahoma. 76-mile-an-hour wind gust. Yeah, here are the wind gusts. 74 in Tulsa. Power flashes. So just showing you some of what they were dealing with there. It's just incredible. So I think this is some kind of derecho that hit. Derecho. I can't pronounce that. But you see east 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Some of the winds came from the east, too. So, yeah, that's, it's really incredible what happened in Tulsa and Oklahoma. Just incredible disaster that happened there. And, praying for the people because it's now they got to deal with all this heat coming. And if we go and we look at the weather and hazards map, which should be around here somewhere. I know I have way too many windows open. Close. Let's go to the weather and hazards map. Put this back to observations here. We'll go down there and you'll see what they're dealing with. So, as you see, excessive heat warnings now for much of Texas into parts of Oklahoma and Tulsa as well in that orange. That's a heat advisory. And the purple, that's an excessive heat warning. You can see what they're dealing with in places like Corsicana in Texas, where it's 90 degrees, but the dew point is 79. So dew points are near 80 degrees. That's an incredible amount of humidity. It's one thing to have it that hot, but to have these dew points this high. Look, an 81-degree dew point recorded at 8 o'clock in Texas. So your dew point's going up above 80 degrees, temperatures at 90, and you have people without power, particularly in the northeast part of the state of Texas. And that would be some of these areas here. So if we'll go into trying to find them, it's kind of hard to kind of see where they are. But you get an idea of what they're dealing with here. Just very warm, humid air. And this goes into Oklahoma, too, as well. Go into Tulsa, you'll see. All right, 73 with the dew point of 72. That's not too bad. Let's see what they got up to today, though. It's probably pretty hot during, only 80s, low 80s. The heat isn't there yet. It hasn't arrived yet, but it's going to be arriving, and that's the problem. And that's why they're going to probably extend those heat advisories up. And if we just look at the high temperatures in these areas, in Texas, for instance, you can see you got some 100s there in parts of Texas. Incredible heat there. 111 the further south you go. It's just breaking records, the kind of heat they're getting in Texas right now. It's incredible. It really is. But anyway, really a big mess there. What can I say? So let's go to the weather map now. We'll talk about the weather we have for this upcoming week. And again, high pressure is in control. Tomorrow it will be in control. But then we have to worry about this unusual situation. Again, we're going to have high trying to build down from the east and a low pressure that's trying to get itself together over the southeast. As far as severe weather goes, your Storm Prediction Center does have a risk of severe thunderstorms. Southeast this time of worse, so it's mainly going to be over the south, the Dixie Alley area, we like to call it. So Louisiana, Alabama, parts of Arkansas, dealing with this as well. So it looks like, I see the ENH there, which means enhanced risk. So here we go again with more severe weather tonight. Incredible. You see there it has enhanced risk over the lower Mississippi Valley and the southeast. So here we go again with this severe weather. So let's go to the. Probably shouldn't have shut that because we want to look at tomorrow's take one day at a time at this point. And I'm going to show we're going to talk about the weather. Not going to be too long of a range because there's so much stuff going on. But you'll see here, high pressure stays in control, but then You see, it kind of tries to build down, but then we have this area of low pressure over the southeast that's going to try to work its way up and possibly bring us some rain. It's going to probably stay dry most of this week, but you'll start seeing some rain chances increase Friday and toward the weekend. But it's just rain chances. But you'll see that high getting into a familiar position. We're going to start seeing some humidity coming in with that southerly flow there, which could bring us some heavier rain and chances for heavier rain. This is the GFS. Let's go to the European model now. So European is showing us something different. Sorry about that. I had to get some water and wait for some more models to come in. So let's look at the European model here. See, the European's the one that, yeah, I mean, they seem to agree. The European, though, wants to have this coastal storm at the beginning of next week, not this following week. But anyway, let's take a look at the HRRR. We have only, I wanted to look at a few more models here, HRRR and the NAM as well. So let's go to the HRRR first, and you'll see here that it does generate some showers, the HRRR. So I'm a little concerned. Yeah, generate some pop-up showers in the afternoon tomorrow. I guess there's going to be a little bit of instability, I guess. Let's see what there. Yeah, there is going to be some cloud cover, I guess, too. This is the HRRR. And you see it does pop stuff up. You still have a little bit of that instability around. You see that high trying to pop up there and trying to build down. Tuesday will also have a chance of showers, and this is the next chance of maybe more substantial rain, though. Right now, it really doesn't look like much on the HRRR. Let's look at our dew points and wind flow. And as we go into our right here, you'll see easterly winds tomorrow. Probably not quite as dry due to that onshore flow, so a little bit of a higher humidity levels. Tuesday, we stay with the east wind. Humidity levels kind of stay relatively comfortable. It seems like the higher humidity stays off to the south. We got that easterly flow. I have a feeling that's going to keep temperatures cooler on Tuesday. So looking at it tonight, probably not dropping off that much. Probably lows in the low 60s. Tomorrow, similar to today, temperatures maybe a touch cooler, upper 70s. I think you're more likely to hit in New Jersey. And then same with got like this backdoor front that comes through. It's a little cooler tomorrow night, 50s, and then much cooler for Tuesday. It'll be a much cooler day with temperatures only in the upper 60s to low 70s. And let's go to the NAM. This is the model I was waiting for. So let's get this one in here. So let's see. The NAM is usually more aggressive with shower development. Still looks like mainly an inland issue for tomorrow. And then for Tuesday, not really much of anything. There's that high that's over there. So not really showing much of anything. So let's go to the skies and look at the GFS as well. So I'll show you the GFS, and again, what's going to happen as we get toward the later part of the week. So here you go. You got that east wind with that low to the south, high to the north, keeps an east wind coming. Thursday still goes southeast, and then we start getting into this humid air mass. The winds go to the south. We have the high pressure offshore Atlantic ridge flow, so southerly flow, and that's going to get the humidity up there for the weekend, next weekend. And we're going to have humid weather. Though with the south wind, probably not that hot. So let's go to the air temperatures as we head through the rest of the week here. And you'll see Wednesday still staying kind of cool with that easterly flow. You can sort of see it looks like clouds south of the city on Thursday. And then we'll have the temperatures generally in the 70s. Looks like, yeah, 70s. So it looks like there'll be plenty of cloud cover, shower chances as we go through the next weekend. If we look at the total accumulated rainfall, you'll see still not showing much, though. Doesn't seem like it shows much until we get toward next week. So it still has that marine layer kind of stabilizing things a little bit. So let's go look at the skies. And obviously tomorrow we should have partly sunny skies, maybe mostly sunny skies. We'll have to look at the smoke as well. Tuesday, we'll have more in the way of cloud cover. Now, Wednesday, this is the tricky part. Depending on how that high builds down, we'll have to see whether we'll get. Whoops, I'm sorry about that. Clear skies or not. It looks like that's the east end. This is a ways away, and then Friday, and then the weekend, and then having some clouds and again shower chances, but it won't be a washout. It'll just be a little bit unsettled. Seems to be the word of the month these days. So let's go look at the RGM, which is our higher resolution cloud model. And again, these are clouds. We'll have to look at the smoke models. We're having issues with those as well. So tomorrow showing some clouds in the morning, then clearing out, but it does have some clouds developing in the afternoon. Mainly, looks like Jersey, western Long Island, eastern Long Island stays clear. Some cirrus around, so we may have some smoke. Tuesday, we'll have some clouds around, probably a mostly cloudy sky. And then Wednesday, the clouds kind of linger. You can see it's trying, that clear air is trying to build to the south, but they've got this low cutoff low over the southeast. That's going to be more of a problem. And we'll talk about that more tomorrow, I think, because we've been busy covering the severe weather. So let's go to these smoke models. And again, yeah, we're stuck with the 0.3 Z run of the wrap, so it's just useless. That's from last night. Well, let's see if the HRRR is any better. So for some reason, we're not getting updates on the smoke models at all, which is a big problem. I can't make we don't even have the 12Z here. We're missing 10Z and then 14Z. So I don't know what is going on with the smoke models, but I can't even go over that with you tonight. Let's go to there's another model, another satellite loop we can look at here. And that is called, and I was looking at Joe Chaffee doing his weather. I got to figure out which one it is. I don't know if it's cloud particle. No, not cloud particle. That's not it. Let's go to a 60. It's not cloud particle. It's one of these dust things. I don't know. Find out where it is. Dust RGB. That's it. This might show the smoke. I don't know if it does. It sort of does. I don't even know how to read this. But to me, it looks like we're going to see more smoke tomorrow because it's coming in more from the west. I would expect the sky to be a little hazier tomorrow. But without the models, the smoke models to tell me, I mean, all I have is the 0.3Z run, which is an old run from last night. I don't know what's going on with the site here with this stuff. So, I don't know. Nothing. So, I don't know what's going on here. We don't have smoke models. So, I guess that's going to wrap up this weather update. So, unfortunately, I cannot. I was hoping it would resolve. That's why this weather update's late, and I paused it. But apparently, it's not resolving the situation. So, I don't know. We don't have any smoke models to go with. This is, go look at the CONUS view of this. I don't even know if this is a smoke. Oh, yeah, I got to go switch this back. I don't even know if we can even get that yet. Dust RGB. Yeah, I don't know if this shows smoke or not. I don't even know how to use this thing. So, this isn't smoke. I don't know what it is. I saw Joe Chaffee looking at it. But this is just some kind of RGB thing, but unfortunately, there's only one other thing we could use, the Earth Null School. Maybe that will give us smoke particles, PM 2.5. So, yeah, this kind of shows where the smoke is. Let's move this along here. So, really, this is an important part of the forecast. So, we're going to move this into tomorrow. Yeah, there's going to be increasing levels of smoke. It won't be as blue, but it still won't be too bad. So hopefully by tomorrow night, this model bug will be straightened out. And I'm sorry about this delay, but we're having some issues with the model. So have a good night. Thank you for watching.